All right, so now I've had lunch. Let's do some impression stuff. You know, and you might hate me for doing this, but let's do the negative one first. All right, so I tried duplicating the luggage test I did with my Model Y. Now, if you remember it right, with the 4 check bags
turn left
in the back,
road.
the lid would not completely close. Okay, but it didn't. It just popped up a little bit, and I was able to push it closed. Okay, in the Model Y launch, as soon as it detects that it's not going to be able to close, it pops all the way open. Okay, is that a big negative? No, it wasn't. But if you're counting on being able to transport 4 check bags in the back of your Model Y launch, it's not going to quite work. At least not the way I've done it. Now, what I tried in my own car was if you put the first 2 flat, sliding them in, then you can put the other 2 crosswise, stack one on top of the other behind this back seat, and that allowed me to put in the 4 check bags. However, then that means I don't really have the 2 carry-ons on top of that. Now, is there a possibility I could work with that? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't go that far. I only had that Model Y launch for 15 minutes. I mean, that's not much time to take a look at stuff. Okay. But so that was part of what I wanted to do, is I wanted to see if the luggage would fit. Yes, the two check bag, the 2 carry-ons fit in the sub trunk. The 1 carry-on fit in the frunk. So technically, I guess you could, if you had a checked and a carry-on, plus a few other smaller bags. I mean, flexible bags like backpacks. You could have 4 people in that car. Okay, so that would work. Now, is the ride smoother? Oh, yes. It is noticeably smoother. My Model Y drives kind of like as if it's a semi-sports car. It has a harsher, stiffer suspension. So you feel more of the road in my Model Y from 2023. That Model Y launch, yes, it's a lot smoother. Is it completely smooth? No, I'm not going to claim it's completely smooth, but it was smoother. Now it has acceleration boost, which actually I could put acceleration boost on my Model Y, so it cost $1,000. But what would be the point? I've always felt like the acceleration in my Model Y was adequate. But I mean, if you're really looking for that, you're probably looking for a Model Y performance. Okay? Whoever the last person was who drove that car liked their seat up. So getting in, I hit my head on the door sill. I mean, it wasn't hard, but like, I definitely had my seat lower in my Model Y. But anyway, whatever, peace and harmony. I've gotten used to my Model 3 Highland, or just Model 3, as he called it. I've gotten used to that Model 3, so I'm used to the
1,000 feet. Turn right.
No turn signal.
Boulevard.
You just use the buttons on the steering wheel, and I'm used to the auto shift on the display. So having a turn signal stock was like, you had to think about it. But I mean, you'll get used to
now
it.
Turn right onto
right?
Research Boulevard.
The problem I face is yes, my Model Y has all that traditional stuff. My Model 3 has none of that traditional stuff. At least as far as stocks go. Oh, I can go by, yeah. So, from that perspective, yes. Oh, the Model Y is, oh yeah, it's a really nice car. Okay? And in part of the video, I say, well, you know, the question is, do you really want that? Now, Ray's real opinion is the Model Y launch comes with the ventilated seats. If you live in some place like Texas, you want those ventilated seats. That I can't say that strongly enough.
1,000 feet, take the US 183
Now,
north ramp on the
does that
left.
matter to some of you guys? No. But I mean, I think if you live someplace that's hot, or gets hot at least part of the time, you want ventilated seats.
US 183 north ramp on the left.
But that's just my opinion. Everything else is pretty much the same. It felt like there's ever slightly so much, just a little bit extra space in the front. You know, I didn't look at the back seat, so I don't know. Whoops, sorry. If you haven't already heard this, so the Model Ys come with the shelf thing. So like if you buy something at the mall, there's this cover that it acts like as if it's a trunk. It's not a trunk, but it's a cover, so you put your stuff under that and nobody can look in, right? So, but the problem is, what do you do if you want to take it out, but you want to keep it with you in case you need it later? So in the new Model Y, yeah, come on, just take a chance. In the new Model Y, they have these little cutouts on either side of the sub trunk, and you can lay that shelf on there, which is actually pretty cool. That way you get the best of both worlds, right? You can have it up there where it belongs, or you can take it out and put it in that little storage spot. Oh my goodness, I'm talking, there's traffic. So you can put that storage spot so it's there for later. Okay, let's go to the right. I mean to the left. Wait, he said go right, he said go left. What? Whoa! Yeah, sorry. Used the wrong word. Won't get upset. Alright, so, and you know that white seat, those white seats actually look pretty good. So the car they had, actually both cars that they have white seats, and I want to say it's ultra red, but I don't know that it's ultra red. Maybe it's just regular red. I haven't come back and looked it up. Okay, anyway, like I've said before, whether or not it's right for you, you have to try it out and see what you think. Now, if you're to go try one of these with the acceleration boost, you're like, oh, this accelerates a lot. Okay, so an ordinary Model Y will not have acceleration boost. You can order it, but it won't have it by default. Okay, whatever. Is it worth it to pay the 60? Is it 60,000? I think it's 60,000 for a Model Y launch. Is it worth the 60,000? If you're thinking about buying the speed performance boost, if you were going to buy FSD, what else are we missing? If you were going to buy the upgraded wheels, okay, this one I don't know. When I bought my Model 3, I purposely chose the aero covers because I wanted to get the best range possible. But you can always take off the caps, put on there's a little plug in there, and you can get a sporty looking wheel, so to speak. So that's the way. That's what I do with my Model Y. Although lately I've been running it with the aero caps. Okay, whatever. There you go. And I already told you, Ray's opinion is, for somebody who lives in Texas, you want the new Model Y. So you can have the ventilated seats. I don't know why you'd go any other way. That's not a great reason for making that choice, but there is. The other part of it is you get the front bumper camera with the refresh, and I think that might be very useful. Maybe not today, but at some point in the future. So that's why I would go that way. Okay, but on the other part, of course, is the lights, the headlights, right?
Turn left.
The headlights are cool. Okay, there you go. All right, there you go. Just a quick little drive. Yeah, they only give 15 minutes, and part of the time I was playing with luggage. So anyway, is it smoother? Yes, it is actually. The noise, I really couldn't tell, but it did sound like it was a little bit quieter. But whatever. Definitely the seat, I got to go down where I wanted it to be, because that's why I like my Model 3. I like being sitting on the floor. Anyway, there you go. Should you buy it? Should you wait so you can get one of the refreshed Model Ys? If you want a Model Y and you think this is what you want, it's worth waiting for. Okay? On the other hand, if it doesn't make much difference to you, get a classic Model Y. Okay? Whatever. When it comes time with whenever robotaxi occurs, yes, this is what I'll lease. Okay? So yes, if I expand my fleet, I'll do it by leasing. I just think this is a better choice. Okay, so just for grins, here's the software version that's on here. It's FSD 13.2.8, so there you go. Okay, so here's a little bonus thing. All right, so I have a Model Y, I have a Model 3. Which one's my favorite? The Model 3. Which one do I see as a utility car? The Model Y. Right, the Model Y I use if I have to carry stuff. The Model 3 is the one I use if I just want to drive. Right? I prefer a sports sedan over an SUV type vehicle. There you go. In case you're wondering, yes, I prefer the Model 3. However, I would say if you want to sit up higher, go to Model Y. Right? It's that easy. Model 3, you do have to work to get into if you're an older person like I am. Okay, I better throw this in case you're one of those people who cares about this. So there's the trailer hitch, right? In my Model Y, the trailer hitch can handle 3,200 pounds, I think, if I understood it right. But above 2,500 pounds, you had to install a brake controller, or at least that's what they were saying. I don't quite know. I asked the sales staff, and they didn't know the answer. But the Model Y launch comes with a trailer hitch, right? They say it can handle 3,500 pounds, but it doesn't say anything about a brake controller. So I'm kind of curious about that. I don't know the answer, but if towing that kind of load is important to you, you might want to follow up with Tesla and make sure you know what you're getting.